I'm Your Woman is a new crime movie that is now streaming on Amazon Prime Video. It came out this past Friday and it is directed by Julia Hart. Not just directed by Julia Hart, it's also co-written by Julia Hart and her husband, Jordan Horowitz, I think is his name, or Horowitz. Horowitz not only worked with Julia on her past film, Fast Color, but he also produced La La Land. Believe me, I didn't even know that was a thing. I had no idea, but now I know. So this film stars Rachel Brosnahan, Marcia Stephanie Blake, Arinz Keen, or Kene, or I don't know how to say that exactly. This is a story that takes place in the 1970s, and it follows a kind of boring housewife that is married to a criminal. One day her criminal husband brings home a baby for her to look after, and voila, she has a baby. She has a son now to take care of. But soon after that, her husband mysteriously disappears, and all of a sudden there are a bunch of mobsters and gangsters that are looking for her and this baby. So now she kind of has to go on the run. So in this film, she goes on the run, and she not only has to stay ahead of these mobster people who really want to find her, but she also has to find a way to take care of this baby, while at the same time discovering some stuff about her and her husband that maybe she didn't know before. I mentioned it in the beginning, but there was a film called Fast Color that Julia Hart also directed. It came out back in 2018. And ever since Fast Color, I've been really interested to see what other kind of work Julia Hart is going to do. And so I saw that she was directing this movie. I didn't know anything about it. I saw a trailer. I said, okay, that looks kind of cool. Let me check it out. This is a familiar or somewhat familiar concept, but it's in a genre where you don't usually see this type of concept. This is the mafia or mobster genre, and so most of the time in these films, the women characters or the wives or the spouses, girlfriends, whoever, they're usually relegated to being the side characters. They're usually there for some kind of support, or they're there for eye candy, or they're there to fuss, or they're there to be told to fuck off or something like that. Like, they're not usually the focus of these type of films, but in this film, the boring housewife, the wife that doesn't know anything, the innocent, helpless woman, she's actually the focus of the entire movie. So in that sense, I appreciate Julia and this screenplay and the way that she's able to take this genre and kind of flip it on its head and take it in a different direction that you wouldn't expect. And I do think it's actually a very interesting direction. You also have an interesting storyline with this young woman who is not only trying to discover her power as a woman in general, but she's also a new mother, and she has this baby that she's trying to take care of. Any parent would probably get a kick out of watching this movie because she clearly has no idea how to be a mother at first, and she's trying to figure it out on the fly. Let's take a second and also appreciate Julia as a filmmaker, because she makes some excellent choices in her films in regards to the visuals, the cinematography, the editing. I think the name of the cinematographer for this movie is Bryce Fortner. I think that's his name. I might be getting it wrong. My apologies, sir. It's crafted a really gorgeous and beautiful looking movie. He didn't use old lenses or past lenses to shoot this film, even though he very well could have, because it does take place in the 1970s. Instead, I think he relies on heavy ISOs, and he likes to ingrain his shots with a lot more texture. If you watch Fast Color, you know what I'm talking about. Julia just has this gift. She has this insane gift to bring the colors in her movie to life in a way that makes everything visually a lot more interesting. The thing you really pay attention to with the shots in this film is the geography of the shots, the foreground and the background, the environment around people, and the colors. It all comes together to form something really visually arresting, so that even if there's something happening in the scene and it's not really that interesting, it's visually just something you can't take your eyes away from. Rachel Brosnahan really does an outstanding job as this character who is kind of helpless when we first meet her. She doesn't know anything about anything. She barely even knows how to cook. And Rachel does a great job playing both sides of it. At times you can definitely tell how naive she is. But then there are also these times of clarity and emotional intelligence. Like, it's kind of both edges of a serrated knife that she's able to dance on, and she does a great job pulling that off. I do have to warn you, her character is going to frustrate you at times, but if you can just kind of stick with it, I think that ultimately you'll be rewarded the longer the movie goes on. Marcia Stephanie Blake and Arinz Keen, or Kene, however you say it, they also do great work in this movie. Really, all of the performances are really good. Kind of worried that Marcia and Arinz's characters would be in the movie just to be black supporting characters, you know? They would just be the black people that are only in the movie to lift up the white girl. That's not exactly what happens in the movie. The character work here is really well done, and they add to her story while also she adds to theirs, and they do have an agency in this narrative, and I appreciated that. This also has a really beautiful and well done musical score, and also because it's the 70s, you have excellent song choices to choose from, and they did a great job filling out this soundtrack. I have really 3 issues with this movie. One is that it does take a while to get into these characters because so much of the information is hidden from you in the beginning of it. It takes a while before you learn anything. Legitimately, it's like 40 or so minutes into the movie before you find out anything substantial about the character that you're supposed to be invested in. And so it's kind of choppy and detached for the first half of this movie. This also kind of indirectly bleeds into my second issue, which is the pacing of this movie. It's really more about the structure of the storytelling. The way they decide to tell the story, it really does feel like characters in this movie are just kind of sitting around waiting for the plot to happen. Waiting for something to happen so that the plot can be propelled forward. And as a result, it feels like you're always waiting on something in this movie. And because of that, it does make some of the slower scenes in this movie feel a lot slower. The issue I have is more of a nitpick that has to do with the lack of information we're given surrounding the catalyst that pushes this entire story into motion. I get it, it's not really the point because the point of the movie is really about this woman's journey, and it's also about the collateral damage that her husband's actions have caused on everybody else in the story. I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't have hurt the movie to get a little bit more background information on why all of this was happening. What the hell was it that kind of pushed these events into motion? We don't really get a lot of information on that or on her husband other than a few sentences here or there what we're told. So I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't have hurt the movie that much. I'm Your Woman was actually a pretty good mob movie. I'm gonna put this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Did you see this movie? What did you think about it? Give me your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel. Stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.